Chapter 324, Super Edition Fusion Ability, Hell White Tiger, CL by Bagelson. Chen Rinxu began to absorb the power of true sunfire regardless of the consequences, and Tang San didn't dare hold back either, starting to absorb the power of the ocean 10 kilometers in the air. This altitude should originally have influenced Tang San a bit, but due to the existence of the external spirit bonate spider lances transformed into sea god 8 wings that shouldn't have been a part of the sea god raiment, it was a lot easier for him to draw on the power of the sea. Even this altitude didn't hinder him. Tang San's expression was also serious. Seeing Chen Rinxu didn't speak again, he could tell that she really was doing her utmost. Her angelic raiment was no longer golden, it had actually turned completely fiery red, and even inscribed pattern was a bit vague due to how much true sunfire she was absorbing. In fact, absorbing true sunfire regardless of the consequences like this, with the slightest mistake in control, she might self-combust. How would she do something like this unless the circumstances were like this? Two gods faced each other in the air, and on the ground the curtains were already drawn on the battle. As Tang San and Chen Rinxu flew up at the same time, the soldiers on both sides of course also simultaneously lost the god-level domain shrouding them. On the Heaven Do army side, the high morale only slowed a bit, while the Spirit Empire defenders seemed to have lost their backbone. After all, their morale was just too suppressed before, and the time the angelic domain covered them still wasn't enough to reverse the contrast. This was also why Tang San relied on his sea god domain to press him step by step, forcing Chen Rinxu to set herself against him prematurely. He definitely didn't want to let the momentum he built up be changed by Chen Rinxu, and Chen Rinxu had no choice. She could only join battle with Tang San ahead of time. Shui Bang, overseeing the army, could be said to be the most excited person in the Heaven Do Empire million-man army. He had never expected that his white lie would actually come true at the crucial moment, and this change also forcefully pulled his mind back from deathly stillness. He could of course tell that Tang San held the advantage against Chen Rinxu. Moreover, returning with Tang San were also the other 6 devils that had already become titled Douluo level. The battle where he originally planned to bet everything had now become an ideal opportunity to completely vanquish the enemy. How could Shui Bang give up this chance? As Shui Bang drew his imperial sword, holding it high, shouting with nearly all his strength, Tang San's name had already risen to an incomparable position in his heart. Tang San's appearance today had not only changed the course of the battle, but could also be said to have saved the entire Heaven Do Empire. Even though Shui Bang's long-lived shout had been a bit impulsive, he didn't regret it at all, because to him, Tang San was definitely deserving. Heaven Do Empire, our Grand King Lanhao is already cultivated to divinity. In today's battle, before Zhou Pass, we won't give the enemy another chance. We will use the blood of our enemies and possession of Zhou Pass to celebrate our patron saint of the empire, King Lanhao. All forces charge. The full attack order passed down, and Shui Bang wasn't the only person whose blood boiled. All the soldiers in the Heaven Do army now felt certain of victory. Tang San had already several times showed what was meant by an undefeatable legend in front of them, and Shui Bang calling him patron saint of the empire was just what these soldiers were thinking. 1 million heroes began a thundering assault, from the highest commander Marshal Ji Long to the lowest level 5-man commanders. Everyone was incomparably excited. Legions in formation started to separate on the vast plain, pressing in step by step towards Zhou Pass. The Shrek 6 devils charged at the very front, Daimobai furthest ahead, becoming the arrowhead of a million men. The other 5 followed by his side. They had already eaten Oscar's strengthened flying mushroom sausage, 2 pairs of illusory wings beating on their backs as Zhou Pass came closer and closer. The brothers Tang Hao and Tang Xiao glanced at each other, thinking the same thing. The two leapt up simultaneously, arriving at the front of the army in practically a few leaps, pitch black clear sky hammers appearing in their hands, standing side to side with the Shrek 6 devils. How to avoid as many casualties on the battlefield as possible. Without a doubt, most important was settling the outcome between the strongest. Tang Hao and Tang Xiao deeply knew this point. The walls of Zhou Pass, without a doubt, were defended mostly by spirit masters. Breaking their defense was impossible by relying only on soldiers. Once spirit masters reached a certain level, fighting 1 against 100 really wasn't difficult, let alone with the solid walls of Zhou Pass. Consequently, the collision between powers would become most important. Only by killing the strongest spirit masters on the other side leading the powers of their side was it possible to break Zhou Pass as soon as possible. Tang Hao and his brother weren't the only ones who knew this. Poison Douluo Dugubo, Sword Douluo Chenshin, Bone Douluo Gurong, 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Schoolmaster Ning Funji, as well as the 4 Tang Sect Hallmasters were already charging forward. Adding the Shrek 6 devils, more than 10 powers formed a line, accelerating simultaneously, taking the lead to charge towards Zhou Pass. They say that experts evolve, and that they dared attack like this when Zhou Pass held several tens of thousands of Spirit Empire Spirit Masters. Clearly showed they had this confidence. On top of Zhou Pass, watching the enemy army approach, the 100-year-old golden crocodile Douluo's eyes were a bit red, roaring. Spirit Masters below rank 80 disperse. The rest come with me to annihilate these ignorant children. Spirit Masters above rank 80 couldn't simply be counted in quantity. During the Spirit Empire's war with the Heaven Do Empire, the losses of Spirit Masters was disastrous. In fact, cultivating Spirit Masters wasn't easy, and Golden Crocodile Douluo didn't want to expose the Spirit Masters under his command to unnecessary risks, leading to grievous harm. As they say, soldiers against soldiers, generals against generals. If Tang San and Chen Rinxu were kings against kings, then what was happening here was a battle of generals. Zhou Pass was coming closer and closer. Daimobai shouted, "Leave those 6 priests to us. The rest is up to you seniors." While speaking, Daimobai faced upwards and roared wildly, his 7th spirit ring suddenly brightening. His whole body suddenly expanded, growing golden fur. In the blink of an eye, he had turned into a 10-meter-long giant tiger. All the fur erect like metal needles, 9 spirit rings erupting. Especially the last red 100,000-year spirit ring gave people a hair-raising feeling. His evil eye savage, his hind legs pushed against the ground, instantly crossing the moat, becoming the first to lunge onto the walls of Zhou Pass. Along with Daimobai came a loud and resonant phoenix cry, dazzling red light shooting towards the sky. A figure as enormous as Daimobai glittering in the air, 9 phoenix heads crying, its giant wings roiling with heat. Phoenix Douluo Mahongjin's spirit avatar, 9-headed fire phoenix. This was still only the beginning. Even more dazzling lights followed, rushing out along with Daimobai and Mahongjin, a black stream of light quietly following Daimobai. That illusory silhouette basically couldn't be seen clearly, like it was Daimobai's shadow. At the same time as her, Oscar ate a clone mirror sausage, his body shaking, actually taking the same appearance as Daimobai. His imposing manner not weaker at all, leaping onto the walls closely behind the white tiger. Pink light exploded along with them, and in that pink cloud Xiao Wu's body multiplied. Her spirit avatar actually didn't turn her into a bunny, but rather caused 6 silhouettes identical to her to appear next to her, only condensed from pink light, batting at her side. With light and shadow flickering, the 7 figures leapt towards the walls simultaneously. Xiao Wu's spirit avatar was different from Tang San, Daimobai and the others. She had cultivated from a 100,000-year spirit beast. Once her strength broke through, she had turned completely from beast to human, even though her spirit was still a soft-bones rabbit, due to her beast form being completely refined into a human. When she used spirit avatar, she couldn't possibly turn back into her spirit form. These 6 clones each possessed 70% of her strength, but could only act according to instinct, mainly protecting Xiao Wu herself. In fact, right now Xiao Wu's strength had reached rank 96, and even with just the instinctive attacks with 70% of her strength, these 6 clones were absolutely terrifying. At the same time as the first 5 devils charged forward, as the last one, Ning Rongrong still didn't cross the moat, but rather stood firm on her side, the 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda in her hand instantly expanding. In the blink of an eye, it had already become a true 30-meter tall treasure pagoda, and Ning Rongrong herself disappeared inside. When she previously carried the 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda in her hand, it seemed like nothing. At least not many people noticed it, but now that it expanded hundreds of times, it suddenly became the focal point of the entire battlefield. Her spirit rings also grew along with the 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda, 9 dazzling spirit rings each becoming more than 10 meters in diameter. Such a dazzling scene, especially the last blood red spirit ring imperiously declared 100,000 years of power to those Spirit Empire spirit masters on the walls. Seeing that dazzling 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda, 7 treasure glazed tile schoolmaster Ning Funji's eyes shone, thinking to himself that it was finally time for him to retire. Rongrong's 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda had completed the last hurdle. 9 rings, the dream of all members of the 7 treasure glazed tile school, on this day, was finally accomplished by his daughter. Without hesitation, Ning Funji swayed, and another pagoda appeared. Even though it was only 7 floors, and also only had 7 spirit rings, and its light a bit duller, its simultaneous appearance on the battlefield was no less shocking. Everyone knew that the 7 treasure glazed tile school was the world's #1 support sect, but could only have at most 7 spirit rings. Now, one peak level 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda spirit appeared, as well as another 9 floor 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda. glazed tile pagoda. This upsetting display gave the spirit empire powers on the walls an intense shock. In fact, Ning Fengji's 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda was only an illusion, only strengthening his support by a certain degree. But Ning Rongrong's 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda wasn't just her 7th spirit ability, spirit avatar. At the same time, it was also the 9 treasure divine light barrier of her 8th spirit ability. With this defense, unless god level powers like Tang San or Chen Ringshu appeared, nobody could think of breaking it. As a support type spirit master, having such a powerful defensive ability would definitely let her show her full strength on the battlefield. The instant Ning Rongrong's 9 treasure divine light barrier formed, she showed all the spirit masters present what was meant by the number 1 support type sect. What the charm of the number 1 support type spirit master was. A full 30 lines of dazzling light suddenly shot from Ning Rongrong's 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda, at the same time as the first 6 spirit rings on the 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda flashed. This dazzling scene made the fighters on both sides for a moment forget the 2 deities that had risen to battle in the sky. 30 rays of light, every 6 landing on one person, perfectly boosting the Shrek 5 devils charging towards Jilin Pass. In fact, after reaching rank 95, Ning Rongrong's boost ability had already reached the full 100%. In other words, illuminated by her 6 rays of light, the Shrek 5 devils' strength, agility, spirit power, defense, attack and attributes were all doubled. Even for spirit masters above rank 95, advancing from rank 95 to 96 only doubled spirit power. The other areas didn't advance that much. With Ning Rongrong's boost, right now the Shrek 5 devils' full strength had completely broken through rank 95, each one blossoming with an incomparable second flourish of light. First to charge, Daimubai was now still furthest ahead. The instant Ning Rongrong's 6 lights of support enveloped him, he instantly erupted with the formidable strength as the strongest power attack type battle spirit master of the Shrek 7 devils. A savage red light suddenly shot from his right leg, instantly spreading all over him, finally freezing over his dual evil eyes. Daimabai's presence also instantly grew savage, his already 10-meter long body expanding once again under the effect of the 6 boosts in this red light. His height didn't change, but all his muscles swelled, his terrifying presence suppressing the spirit empire spirit masters below rank 90 such that they couldn't breathe, even weakening the spirit abilities they used by 30%. That red light was the bloodthirst ability of the blood-sucking savage hurricane right leg bone Daimabai possessed. It instantly maximized his fighting strength. Daimabai clearly understood that this was the most crucial moment, and only by powerfully assaulting the top of the walls could they truly fight the powerful spirit masters of the spirit empire. But it was also during the charge to the top of the walls that they faced the most attacks. Therefore, just as they charged, each of them ate one of Oscar's 7th spirit ability erect gold fly. Even Ning Rongrong was no exception. As a result, Ning Rongrong's boost for them wasn't as simple as 100%. Even though this sudden support light had 30 rays, with her formidable strength after reaching rank 95 and meticulous control, she actually managed to use them all simultaneously. And even though these 30 rays of light didn't reach the erect gold fly's promised 105% effect, it still raised them by 20%, reaching 120% effectiveness. With Daimabai in addition using the erect gold fly himself, his spirit avatar instantly reached a terrifying level of strength, not at all inferior to the strongest on the Jilin Pass walls. Golden Crocodile Douluo. The others also each showed changes from this boost. The vague shadow following next to Daimabai was Douluo. Douluo's looking. She was even more vague, like a puff of smoke twisting around Daimabai. Oscar expanded, also temporarily serving as a power attack type spirit master. He was the only one who didn't eat the erect gold fly, because if he did it couldn't amplify the next spirit ability attack power by another 50% after eating the clone mirror sausage. It could only boost his sausage making ability. But this fellow bluntly released all of Daimabai's support ability forms, White Tiger Vajra form, White Tiger Devil God form, White Tiger Barrier as well as Spirit Avatar, using all of them in one go. With Ning Rongrong backing him, even though he was a replica White Tiger Douluo, he currently displayed the strength equivalent to a rank 95 power attack type Douluo. He caught up to Daimabai, helping him withstand the pressure. And in the air, Ma Hongjin had already turned the top of the walls fiery red. He only used his 5th spirit ability, Phoenix Meteor Shower, and countless flaming balls fell from the sky, indiscriminately bombarding the walls of Jilin Pass. Absolutely don't underestimate this 5th spirit ability. Ma Hongjin had already become the Phoenix Douluo. The heat of his Phoenix flame had already reached a rather horrifying degree. Most importantly, his Phoenix Meteor Shower not only had the 105% boost of the erect gold fly, but at the same time also Ning Rongrong's boost. Ning Rongrong's 6 great buffs had the most obvious effect on him. The reason was very simple. That attribute buff had the greatest effect on Ma Hongjin, doubling both the heat and the burning ability of his Phoenix flame. Such a wide area attack revealed his power even further. Of course, Ma Hongjin didn't hope for his attack to have any conclusive effect. He was just harassing the opponents as much as possible, giving his comrades a chance to scale the walls. But most shocking was still Xiao Wu. The 6 figures she had produced before had now turned into 9, clearly the effect of the erect gold fly. At the same time, after these 9 figures were buffed by Ning Rongrong, each one turned from pink to scarlet. With the buff, the strength of each was now no less than Xiao Wu's normal state. They were only 1 beat slower than Daimabai as they screened Xiao Wu to head to the top of the walls. Watching the Shrek 6 devils completely erupt, the brothers Tang Hao and Tang Xiao, as well as Douluo, Douluo and the others were also shocked. Even though they were also buffed by Ning Fengji, clearly, the effect was much lower than what Ning Rongrong gave the Shrek 6 devils. Even though they'd already seen that the Shrek 6 devils had reached the title Douluo level, now that they truly saw their strength, this whole generation of title Douluo truly recognized the power of these youths. In the past, the Shrek 6 devils had always been hidden by Tang San's overly dazzling radiance. At this moment, in this battle with the Spirit Empire, they themselves showed everyone their strength. In the Shrek 7 devils, Tang San definitely wasn't alone on the stage. Each one was a Shrek Academy monster, truly unreasonable monsters. Each one was the genius of several generations of the Spirit Master world. Of course, the Spirit Empire side didn't sit still either. They of course wouldn't let the enemy onto the wall so easily. The 6 great priests led by Golden Crocodile Douluo, as well as altogether 8 title Douluo transferred from other places to Jilin Pass in recent days. 14 powers with the aid of more than 100 Spirit Douluo, wildly attacked Daimabai and the others. They had only one goal, to keep them off the walls. Boom. The Phoenix Meteor Shower became the first wave of attacks. The moment Ma Hongjin soared into the air, he had already drawn the attention of the Spirit Empire powers on the walls. Among the 14 title Douluo level powers, a water-attributed Spirit title Douluo immediately released a wide area defensive ability. An enormous blue barrier covered the top of the walls, trying to stop Ma Hongjin's attack. This title Douluo was also a power second only to the High Priests. His Spirit power at rank 94, his cultivation even a bit higher than Ma Hongjin, and this defensive Spirit ability was his 8th Spirit ability. In the eyes of the Spirit Empire powers, it was enough to block Ma Hongjin's 5th Spirit ability. However, history had showed that underestimating the Shrek 7 devils was disastrous. This time was no different. Boom! The moment the first Phoenix Meteor hit the blue barrier, that title Douluo's expression changed, shouting, "Not good! Watch out above!" A single Phoenix Meteor smashing his blue barrier caused an intense ring of light to ripple out, already showing a crack. His warning wasn't slow, but unfortunately, right now the Spirit Empire powers gazers were all focused on Daimabai and the others striking the walls. They basically hadn't imagined that the 8th Spirit ability couldn't block the attack from the sky. Therefore, their attack abilities were all pouring downwards. Even if they reacted, there was no time to launch any attacks above. A series of explosions ran like thunderclaps above Jilin Pass. That rank 94 water-attributed title Douluo instantly paled, using his Spirit Avatar to turn into an enormous turtle, constantly pouring Spirit power into his warding rain barrier. Unfortunately, he underestimated Ma Hongjin too much. In terms of attributes, fire and water cancelled each other. The one with the strongest attribute held the advantage. Even though his spirit wasn't bad, compared to the peak level fire type Spirit Phoenix, he was still far behind, let alone when all of Ma Hongjin's attributes were doubled, as well as the effect of the erect goldfly. 3 seconds. Only a short 3 seconds. The blue barrier in the sky loudly shattered, turning into countless motes of blue light that scattered in all directions. It had only stopped 1/3 of the Phoenix Meteor Shower. Even more flaming blasted down, exploding in the crowd. What's going on? Golden Crocodile Douluo roared angrily. Chen Ringshu wasn't here, so it was up to him to manage the situation. So when the others all acted, he held back until last, and now revealed his unreasonable strength as the Spirit Empire's second priest. Seeing the flaming meteors rain down, he suddenly leapt into the air, swaying, already using Spirit Avatar to turn into a giant crocodile. And at the same time, without anyone noticing which spirit ring brightened, countless glittering metallic scales burst from his body, shooting towards the Phoenix Meteor Shower in the air. Boom 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 boom. Like rolling thunder, violent explosions detonated in midair, countless sparks scattering, dazzling. The majority of the Phoenix meteors were actually blocked by golden crocodile Douluo. Only a small number exploded in the ranks of Spirit Empire Spirit Master powers, causing some injuries among Spirit Douluo, but not managing to influence their fighting strength. In the air, Ma Hongzhen's 9-headed fire phoenix gazed with ice-cold killing intent, focused on golden crocodile Douluo. The 9 heads arose simultaneously, issuing a resonant phoenix cry, then suddenly fell from the sky, the entire phoenix flaming, charging straight for golden crocodile Douluo. His aura was also completely locked on golden crocodile Douluo. Even though Ma Hongzhen's phoenix meteor shower couldn't truly influence the majority of the Spirit Empire Spirit Masters on the walls, his attack definitely disrupted their rhythm, especially when his strength alone drew over the strongest second priest golden crocodile Douluo, keeping him from stopping the Heaven Do Empire powers from scaling the walls, reducing the pressure on Ma Hongzhen and the others considerably. Golden crocodile Douluo was shocked as well. He now clearly felt a formidable pressure descending. He had never imagined that a Spirit Master whose strength clearly wasn't at rank 95 would actually make him feel such pressure. He had to face him seriously. The giant crocodile raised its head, gazing at the descending Ma Hongzhen. Indeed, Ma Hongzhen's strength of course wasn't equal to golden crocodile Douluo. Even with Ning Rongrong's buffs, his strength was at most between rank 95 and 6. His overall strength absolutely wouldn't be rank 96, and his spirit power was still a considerable distance from the rank 98 golden crocodile Douluo. The reason he could give golden crocodile Douluo such pressure was mainly because of spirit suppression. The phoenix could be said to restrain the majority of all reptile spirits, and golden crocodile Douluo's spirit belonged to this category. No matter how strong he was, he couldn't fly, and confronting the diving phoenix, the pressure he felt from the source of his spirit was crucial to now making him passive. The Shrek 6 devils really were too familiar with each other. Being together for so many years, they didn't even need to look over to understand the abilities the others used in battle. In the sky, Ma Hongzhen drew the attention of golden crocodile Douluo. Below, Ma Hongzhen and the others were already clashing head-on with the Spirit Empire powers. Daimobai amply displayed the meaning of overbearing. In his spirit avatar, especially with after his second growth with Ning Rongrong's buffs and the bloodthirst ability, he definitely drew the most attention. As a result, at least 6 title Douluo focused their attacks on him, even including 3 priest-level powers. These Spirit Empire Spirit Masters had a very clear purpose, to kill Daimobai in one move. No matter how strong he looked, power still had limits. Let alone him, even golden crocodile Douluo definitely wouldn't dare simultaneously take the attacks of these title Douluo level powers. But in fact, Daimobai bore these 6 title Douluo attacks head-on, and moreover directly charged at the walls. Of course, that wasn't with his strength alone. Black and golden, vague and distinct, 2 rays of light instantly completed a fusion ability in midair. The originally already enormous white tiger now seemed to stretch and swell once again. The glittering golden light disappeared, Daimobai's fur again turning white, but it was white like milky white crystal. A pair of wings on its back, its whole body seemingly carved from crystal, more than 30 meters tall. An incomparably enormous terrifying white tiger suddenly appeared. With a beat of its wings, it accelerated even further, an intense ring of white light suddenly exploding around it. This white tiger had black stripes, the enormous king character on its forehead especially distinct. Its tiger eyes more than a meter in diameter, with faintly red light. Even the Spirit Empire priests couldn't help feeling a chill down their spines. Daimobai was no idiot. Of course he knew that what kind of attacks he would face if he charged first, and naturally Zhu King knew it as well. The instant these attacks launched, they also used the strongest ability in the Shrek 7 devils apart from the now god level Tang San, Hell White Tiger. That crystalline giant white tiger also pulled along a vague shadow, and as the powerful title Douluo abilities clashed with that white ring of light, they were actually all deflected. Tang San once said that once Daimobai and Zhu King reached the title Douluo level, with their high affinity, their Hell White Tiger very possibly might briefly reach god level strength. The white tiger was also a feline, and had a 70% affinity with Zhu King's Hell Civet. Among the spirit masters of the Heaven Do Empire that could use spirit fusion ability, this was second only to Grandmaster, Flender and Lu Erlong's golden sacred dragon. However, of those 3 only 2 were spirit Douluo. These were 2 title Douluo, and Daimobai's strength had moreover reached rank 95, and with Ning Rongrong's full support as well as Oscar's erect gold fly backing them, this instant explosion of power really was too terrifying. Right now, even if Daimobai and Shenrinshu appeared, they would still be startled by this super edition Hell White Tiger. Even they would hesitate in facing an attack of this level, and in a frontal clash might not be able to keep the Hell White Tiger off the walls. Boom! The Hell White Tiger forcibly smashed onto the wall with incredibly unreasonable strength. With a shake of its 30-meter long body, at least 5 title Douluo were blasted off. Roaring wildly at the sky, the Hell White Tiger's enormous body didn't attack these Spirit Empire powers again. Nobody had expected that the moment after they just climbed the walls, it lunged towards golden crocodile Douluo, and this instant was also the moment Ma Hongzhen was about to dive from the sky to attack golden crocodile Douluo. This was teamwork, perfect teamwork. From the start, Daimobai, Ma Hongzhen and the others had been aiming for golden crocodile Douluo. Having fought once, they of course knew the importance of this second priest, not only in terms of strength, but as Shenrinshu was fighting Tang San, it was impossible for her to come back and take charge, and this golden crocodile, Douluo was definitely the enemy's vital commander. If they could him, the impact on today's battle could be imagined. As a result, Daimobai would rather aim this erect gold fly boosted attack on him alone. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below with suggestions on what novels to read.